There. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi. Welcome to Stampin' to Connect. I am so happy that you're here. You are probably watching me live. I'm on Facebook on Stampin' to Connect with Jeanette. So I'm glad you're here with me. This will be recorded and sent to YouTube as well. So when you come on, if you will leave me a comment and let me know where you are watching from. I want to show you something so cute. This is what I'm doing today. Watch. Isn't that cute? Okay, that's just part of the card. And I can't wait to show you. It's so adorable. Let me make sure I've got everything running correctly before I continue. See if I can. There I am. Okay. It looks like we're good. All right. I am going to put you down at my desktop right away because I've got some things to share with you. Actually, yeah, let me go there first. Let's see if I can do this. Boom. All right. If you are not familiar with Stampin' Up, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and Stampin' Up right now has so many things going on, and it's so much fun. The first thing is the 24-hour stamp sale. That is today, and it's on every stamp in the annual catalog minus the host stamps. And then we have Perfect Partners, where they've taken a stamp set and they've added dies to it, and you also get a 10% discount if you don't have both and you want to order the bundle. And there's quite a few here, so that's going on. Now I want to show you one more thing, and I want to try to share my screen again. I've done this one time and then it kind of had a hiccup. So let me show this. Okay, there it is. There's a couple other specials I'm wanting you to see, and actually it's not a special, but September 10th was the last day to sign up for this month's Paper Pumpkin. Not this month. Maybe it was. Okay, yeah. And this Paper Pumpkin is called Ho Ho Ho, and it will be coming soon. If you've never done Paper Pumpkin, it's a subscription box, and you can subscribe right here. Also, right now in Stampin' Up, we have our weekly deals, and that's every Thursday. They've been changing. Today is the 15th, so we have new ones, and then we have one more Thursday where they will change them. And so all you have to do is click on this button. Let's see if I can do it. And computer's a little slow. There you go. And then you'll see what the September weekly deals are. So just kind of give you a little glance here. But when you go to my storefront, which is Stampin' to Connect, no. It is JeanetteCollins.stampinup.net. That's the storefront. You go to specials, and that's right here. And it will take you to this page. Okay, so now I think I can stop. Let's see, let me look at one more thing. I'm going to stop before I get in trouble. Let's see. Get back to StreamYard. There's my weekly deals. Oh, I don't know if you're still seeing this, but we do have World Card Making Day coming up on October 1st. Okay, I'm going to close this. And I'm back. All right, so that was my little advertisement to get it out of the way right off. Okay, so now I want to share with you. I showed you this little dealie, and that's what we're going to be putting together today. And it's so cute. It's so fun. Let me show you the materials we're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and move myself so you can just see my desk. There you go. All right. Let me know where you're watching from when you come in. Again, this is Facebook Live on Stampin' to Connect with Jeanette, and it will be on my YouTube channel, Stamping to Connect. So, all right, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to need, actually, you're going to need that. Just a plain old hole puncher thing. And we're also going to be using this as the base. All right, now this is just a black cardstock, but it's already got one piece cut. So it makes like a, I call them like a barn door. So, but I want to show you how this is put together. It's very easy. I didn't have to cut. It's just mounted on the back here. So I'm going to show you the pieces to make this. I went and got colored cardstock because it's a little easier to see. All you're going to need is a 4.5 by 4 1/4 by 5.5 piece of whatever your color that you're choosing for your card. And of course, I'm choosing the black today because it's Halloween. And then you're going to need, where did I put my numbers? This is 2.5 by 4 and scored at 1/2 inch. So what we'll do, you see how it goes over? Because it needs to be in 1/2 inch. Oh, well, then it would be 2 3/4. Yep, 2 3/4. And then you'll score it at the 1/2 inch. And then all you're going to end up doing is gluing this at the back. Okay. And I use liquid glue because I think, or you can use tear and tape. Now notice that I've got a little edge over right here. It will show up more on, if you have opposite colors. But what I would do if I saw this on my card, I would go ahead and take this to my trimmer and just cut that sliver off all the way. So, and then the last piece you're going to be putting on, we're going to use as our focal point, is one that goes here. There we go. And so it will be attached just at the bottom so that when we open the door, that's how it's going to look. Okay, I'll put that away. So we need that. And yep. Oh, I had it here. Okay, so 4.5 by 5.5, and I was correct. 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, scored at 1/2 inch. So that's what makes that little barn door. Okay, in addition to that, we're going to need a designer paper. And this is the same as the card. So actually it's a 1/4 inch smaller. And yes, 4 by 5 1/4. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to use that pattern or the stripe pattern. So I'm just going to leave that here. They're both the same. And then you're also going to need another piece of designer paper to go on the flap. And what I mean by there, and it's 2.5 by 4, it's going to go on the very front. So 2.5 by 4. So it's going to go on the front like this. So now you've got to have, and this is for the inside, and I'll show you how we're going to put that up in a minute. The big thing is making that focal point. So I don't want to delay too much, okay? I've got to keep talking fast. I'm a Texan and I tend to talk slowly. All right, so we're going to be putting this inside and closing the door and gluing this on. So let me go ahead and take these tags off and get them glued down for you. Okay. And we are using the Bewitching bundle. I had it ready and didn't show you. That's this Bewitching stamp set. The 3 little hats and the witch's boots and the spider. And it comes with a punch with the hat stars and the little collar. So don't want to get rid of my punch because I definitely will need that. All right, let's keep going. I've been wanting to try that sharing on my computer again because it should be a lot easier than if I can get used to it. If it's going to be too much trouble, I'll go back just to the paper. But, this way when things change, I don't have to remember to go print a bunch of paper out. All right, so here we go. I think I'm going to use the dots. I just think that will work the best with this. Looks like yep. Okay, but the stripes would look cute too. Okay, I'm just putting this on, looking at the top edge and the side edges. This is leaving me an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Just trying to move it where it's pretty nice. Okay, now we won't put anything on top of here anymore, but we will close the little door. And now we're going to put this piece on here. And this is 2.5 by 4 because it will sit right inside. And we're going to want to keep it, you know, centered as much as possible. So let me do this again. Turn it over. Get in the frame here. I didn't tell you, this is, it's in my description, but I saw this little wiggly leg witch being created by Sue Campfield. I watch her live sometimes, and she got it from one of her downline demonstrators by the name of Connie Ingram. She said she got it in the swap at the backstage. Okay, that's just really cute. Okay, so we've got just contrasting paper, but when you open it up, it's like this so far. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one away. I don't need it. So of course, I'm not copying it exactly. I'm just gonna go, and I actually can't even show you how she did it exactly because I don't have the items. Okay, next. So we have that ready. Next, we're going to stamp, and I'm using my Stamparatus again. I used it yesterday for this card. Use the Stamparatus because it makes such dark impression. We can keep stamping and stamping and stamping until we get it the right opaque. All right, now let me get this. I have my Stamparatus. This is a it is a positioning tool. Now you can see I've got my stamps already in on my acrylic window here. What do we call it? A window, door? Let's call it a door. Okay. So I've already got my stamps on the acrylic door. And I just put some papers here because I was looking at this and I'm like, well, what color do I want my little witch to be? Now here I made her green, and I'm not coloring. I'm just going straight away with the cardstock again. Okay. I think today, just to make it fun, of course I could do the green. I think I'm going to go with the Highland Heather. This is fresh freesia, and I think this is just a little light for Halloween, so I'm going to move that one. And I'm going to slide these over. These are really, really strong magnets. And I'm going to put this here. Now we're going to stamp it, and we're going to stamp the inside of the card. Okay, and here's the inside. Let's see. And that's the inside of the other inside. Nope, it looks like I'm a little off. Oh, I'm so silly. I'm not needing to fix this one. Let's just stamp. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, I'm going to be stamping on this scrap piece of paper. There's no real measurement to it, but you don't need much. I'm not stamping the spider because it goes on the white card. I'm going to be stamping these two onto this purple card. Now, as you can tell, see, I'm bumping. I don't have enough room to get my little feet in, so I'm going to go ahead and move this off. It's so strong, it will be fine. It's not going to move. I don't want to put this one up here, though, because they will pull together and crash, and it's not pretty when they crash. It'll actually break them, and it could hurt you. Okay, and this is how to get them set. You can just put your little images, your stamp sets right on to where you want them. And I'm going to leave this one up here because it's not going to bother anything. Let me make sure it's not going to bother anything. See, it's bypassing it. I could move this one down just a little bit. Okay. Now, the acrylic door grabs the stamps, and now they're ready to be inked up and go to my card. Okay, I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black, or I could use StazOn. And if you use StazOn, you can use watercolor and watercolor pencils, watercolor pens. But I'm going to go with Memento because this is what you would use if you're using alcohol markers. All right, so I'm going to stamp this up. Try not to get it on my fingers. I will not stamp up the little spider. I'm just doing the hat and the boots, the shoes, legs. The little mechanism that makes the legs move, I called it movable wedge, but she's really not. I mean, only her little legs are moving, but it's so cute. It's not hard to make. It's just, you know, who thought of it? I don't know. I guess that Connie Ingram did. Okay, put my Memento away so don't get it in my hand, on my hands. I'm going to swing the door, and we're going to let it fall onto our card. And then I want to get my little Debbie. Here it is. This is my little Debbie tool. I bought it from another Stampin' Up demonstrator. She sells them. She's the original. I say she's the one that made these up originally. There's been a lot of copycats, but anyway, so I reached out for her and bought this one with the small acrylic ball, and I really want to get the larger one. I think it would feel better in my hand. Now, all I'm doing is pressing and sliding. This has a leather bottom, so it just smooths right over. I need to give you her name too. I'm gonna put it right here so you can see it. Maybe under here. There. Can you read that? No. Oh, well, I'm trying to advertise for her. I don't know her personally, but I think it's just such a neat tool. Her name is Debbie Wilson. All right, here we go. Now, see all the splotches I have? So that means I want to stamp again. So that's why the Stamparatus is so fabulous, because it's going to give me a chance to stamp it again. Normally what I do is put my stamp pad under here, and it kind of helps hold it when I'm pressing. Let me get that done. There. It holds it where it's not flopping. Okay, put back on there, get my little Debbie and just rub. This keeps you from having to press with your fingers. Okay, see what it did. Well, it's a little darker. Let's go one more time. I think 3 is a charm, and we'll stay with that. So here I go again. I'm stamping it up. I want to get a nice lot of ink on it, so we'll take in those little bitty spots. Have you ordered your 15% off stamps yet? I hope you did. Every stamp in the annual catalog is on sale at 15%. 15% off. The only ones that aren't are the hostess stamps in the back. So if you've been waiting to get a certain stamp, and it's not the bundles and it's not the dies, it's not all the good stuff like that, it's the stamp. And there are some standalone stamps, you know, especially those greeting stamps, like the go-to greetings. Oh my gosh, everybody needs to have that in their stash. Okay, let's see what it did. See how nice that is? And it's completely, you know, filling in all those little gaps. It looks great. I'm so happy with the results. So let me wipe off my little stamps here, not to get everything really dirty. A little wet towel. Okay, I'm going to pull these off. And now we're going to stamp that little, can't think of it. We're going to stamp the little spider. Okay. Now, to stamp the spider, we're going to put the spider coming off the top right. So you see how far up I have them? So I'm going to bring this. Oop, I've got ink on my fingers. Let's turn this over. Okay. I'm turning this over, lining it up with the grid. Putting it right in the middle, because when I bring this over, now see my stamps can't be in the way. If I were making multiples, I would use my, there's another acrylic door that you can put right here, and I would have put him on that door so that they wouldn't clash. All right, so I'm taking these guys off. Put them over here. Yep. And now I'm going to stamp up my little spider. And let's see where he lands. Make sure, oops, he's not landing in the right spot. So let me fix him. Glad I caught him. Put him over here. And I need to move him up just a little bit so his spider web is coming down. This little spider has fangs. He's so cute. If you like, but this cartoon spider, I don't like spiders. Okay, now let's stamp him up and see how he's going to look. This white piece is going to be my focal. It's what I'm going to put the my witch on once I get them cut out. Got to punch out the hat. Okay, come on, little spider. You're going to go right there. Now, I'm not going to press it with my Debbie because I don't want to press it where it gets a halo. So I'm just pressing gently with my finger because it's such a small stamp. And take a look. Oh, he's on there and he's cute. Okay, I'm just going to go with that. I think that's really fun. Ooh. And I'm going to take this and set it aside. All right, and wipe off my little stamp. There we go. All right, again, Stamparatus. So cool. Now, what's next? What's next is, put this back in here. We're going to punch out the hat. Okay, so we're back to this. I'm going to use our punch. And now I can't just put it in any which way. It's not going to fit, you know, this way it would cut off my little feet. So I have to cut this apart, which I will do. And I'm going to cut it pretty close to the hat. And I'm going to cut these corners off too. I think it fits better if I cut the corners off. Now let's see if I can get it in the punch. Turn the punch over. Now it's the same. If I would have done it this way, you can tell it's backwards. So we go here. Well, we got to open the punch. These are such excellent punches. So worth the money. Okay. And I'm having a hard time maneuvering it like this. So what I'm going to do is the trick of taking a Post-it note and attaching the Post-it note, the sticky part of my Post-it note there. And now I can slide my hat in there easily and punch. Okay, so let me get it lined up exactly how I want it. I'm kind of looking over it. And, oh, okay, I got it to quit. All right, now I'm going to really punch because that extra little piece of paper makes it a little harder. Okay, see that Post-it note actually stamped out. All right. Okay, so let's get that off. And there we have our little hat. Isn't that cute? And look how dark it is. It's so awesome. I'm so happy about that. Now, for the feet, I want the same color, and I don't want to color it in because it's on the purple cardstock. So that means I have to fussy cut. I can do this pretty quickly. We're going to cut the feet in half. Cut them apart. And then we're just going to make a little, with your sharpest scissors you have, go around the edge, leaving just a little bit of that purple showing. And turn your paper and clip. I don't mind fussy cutting, especially on things like this. Although I do wonder why they didn't add the boots to our stamp. I guess they couldn't get it all on there. It would have been nice, huh? That's why those dies are so nice, because I think they can create those at a smaller cost. And that's why we can get 18 dies on a set sometimes. Okay. Keep going around. There. You're going to want to do that little mechanism and make a move. I've got to send these to my young nieces. I think they're going to like them. Okay, and around that boot buckle. You can tell I'm not doing it perfectly. I'm just trying to get around, leaving that little bitty edge. I think this will be the hardest part. It's going inside that boot. Woo! Yeah, today I did order 3 stamps so I could get that 15% off. And as a demonstrator, I also, on top of that, got my, you can get whatever your level is, 20% off to start. So you get that off your total. So that's like double dipping. So it's such a good deal. Great. I love it when Stampin' Up! Puts these specials on. Okay, here we got one. Let's do another. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut these both out in white and get your markers and color them in all, different colors and stuff. I've seen it like that. And I believe that's how Sue Campfield did hers. Get my little boot done. I ordered that Hope and Prayers. Such a pretty stamp. And it is a standalone stamp. It's one of those, yeah, I want it. I'd like to have it in my collection. But then, when we're ordering stuff, it's like, oh, but I need this and I need that. And so you keep putting those kinds of stamps off. At least I did. And so I was just thrilled when the flash sale came on. Okay. Because that little bit helps, that 15%. Actually, that's a big help, and especially with my discount on top of it. And by the way, if you have never thought about being a demonstrator, it's just so great because you get to have that 20% off immediately after you join. It's so great. So if you like Stampin' Up! Products and you're used to buying them, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or you haven't bought Stampin' Up! In a long time, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And if you'd want to join Stampin' Up!, you would go to stampin'toconnect.com and where it says join. That's my website, stampin'toconnect.com. So my little story is about renewing a relationship, and that's why I called my site Connect, because that's ultimately what we're doing when we send cards. We're trying to connect with people that maybe we haven't seen for a long time, and haven't talked to, but yet they're heavy on your mind, so you need to. And sometimes it's hard to call, so just sending a card at least gives them that satisfaction of knowing that you're thinking of them. And yeah, so connecting. All right, I'm going to move all this away and let's keep going. Okay, so I've got my spider card, and we're going to put the hat this way, and this little hat's going to be popped up. You can maybe even go further down. But the next thing we have to do is make a mechanism to put the shoes on so that they will swing and swing together, okay, because I've cut them apart. Well, what Sue Campfield did is she had a little die from the candy cane dies, and it was just a small die, and it had 2 holes on each side, and the holes are about as big as this. And so what she said to do right now, this is about an inch. This is an inch wide. So I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. I'm going to cut it down to be about 3/4 of an inch. And it doesn't have to be exact. This is not an exact thing, but about 3/4 would work. Okay. I can't cut straight, so that's why I usually use a trimmer. And now what I'm going to do is cut off, let's see, I think I'm going to turn it this way because it's a little wider. I'm going to cut off about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom there. All I'm going to use is this. Oh, I should have done my punching first. Blah, blah, blah. Let me do it again. Okay, 3/4 of an inch. What I want to do first is take my punch and punch a hole in it. Now, since this is not as big as I really want it, there's the hole, okay, to make the mechanism. I'm going to slice it just a little bit bigger on each side and on the bottom. Now it looks funny, but it doesn't matter as long as I have enough here, okay? So then the next thing we do after you punch it, now you want to cut that bottom, see, so you know how far to go up. So this is probably closer to an inch. Now that's all we need of this, and that's what she had. She had that that candy cane tag, and all she had to do was cut it off. All right, so now I'm going to cut one little leg and 2 little legs, and I'm going to bend this up, the middle one up, and cut it off. Okay, so looks like a funny A or something. So now this is going to be our swinging apparatus. I'll show you how in a minute. Let's get the boots on first. So for the boots, we're going to glue the stockings right on to where that cutout is. Okay, so let me get my glue. That's how we're going to glue them on. I'm going to do the top of the stocking, both of them, and then put them on. A little bit of glue. There. Okay. Come on. Got to slide it off my mat. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this little glue spot, and I'm going to put it onto that little section there. Just hold it for a second, let it stick on there really good. Okay, now I do, as you can tell, I have it kind of kicked out too. You can tell it's not, the boot is kicked out. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing gluing it on. Okay, let's get this one on. So hard just to start there and just hold it on. Hold it on, hold it on. And again, I've got those boots kicked out. Like so. And that's what the mechanism looks like so far. Okay. Now, the next thing we want to do so that this little mechanism doesn't stick to our card base, you might want to use a powder tool. And if you do have an embossing buddy, you're going to want to use this little thing and just put a little powder on it, and it will keep that glue from sticking to the card. Okay, that's just a tip. Even on the front. Put a little bit on the front. Oh, I made it look dirty. Oh, I gotta get it cleaned off again. There. So cute. Okay, now you're thinking, how are we gonna make it swing? What Susan did, she put her little legs right there because they have plenty of room to swing. And the hat, you got to kind of look at it and think, where is it going to go? And what I'm going to do is take a pencil and just mark a little dot, just so I kind of have an idea of where it is. All right. Now, we're going to get the small little dimensional, not the big ones, the small one. And you're going to take, all you need is one, take a dimensional, this little bitty dimensional like so, and we're going to put it right in the middle. Let it stick. Now, so far so good. I know I thought it was going to be a lot fancier on the inside too, but it works. That's all that matters. I have to buy anything more. Okay. And then for this hat, what we're going to do is put it on dimensionals so it holds up, but our dimensionals just have to go on this part of the hat. Okay, so you're going to turn it over and just put it on this part of the hat. I tried even putting them a little bit there, but you know, I want my little feet to swing as much as possible. So get your larger dimensionals and let's put these on. One, I'm putting them pretty close together. Two, do I have another one? Oh, I gotta cut one. Gotta use those edges. Okay, let's put this one. Cute. Okay, let's get those backings off. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put this on. You know what? I'm going to take this last one off because I don't want it to interfere. And I think we've got to let that little dimensional grab the hat anyhow. So I'm just going to put these, kind of look under there. It looks like the band. I'm turn it to the side as much as I can. Okay, let's see if it works. There. It works. So again, if you can see under there, you see the little bitty dimensional is holding the mechanism, and then those other two are just holding the hat down. So the mechanism is attached to the hat as well. And so that's what makes it swing. Isn't that the sweetest and the cutest thing ever? And we got two of them swinging. And they were swinging. Oh, man. Oh. All right, let's finish up the card. Now we're going to bring this back in. We're going to put this at the top. Now, if I wanted to, I could cut a little bit off. I'm going to leave it, though. May need to put a little jewel or something on it. All right, so we're going to glue this on, but we're going to glue only, I'm really going to glue from this designer paper down, okay? So, you know what, let's make a little mark again. Get it centered. Maybe I can just hold it with my finger. Okay, I got it with my thumb. You do things like this. Well, when you're watching this on the replay, either here on Facebook Live or on YouTube, please comment what you think about this little card and how easy really it is to make that door. I mean, not the door, but the little swinging feet. Okay, I'm going to get this on here where I can see what I'm doing. Get it straight. I'm using my mat, kind of looking at both. Okay, that looks about right. Let's see how it looks on the front. That needs to go over a little bit. That's my glue is so nice. See, I can move it. There. Too cute. Okay, so now my little card is on, and all we need is something to write on. So we're going to put that in the back here with my little, and that is going to be this inside piece, 2.5 by 4 inches, and it's just going to be placed right on top. So this will give us a place to write. Yep, it's cute. Okay, so this can be glued everywhere on this white card, okay, because it's going to fit at the top and at the bottom, okay. Oh, I'm going to have that silly song in my head the rest of the day. I shouldn't have sang it. Old country song. I want to say it was John Anderson. Okay, get my hands clean a little bit. And there we go. So this is the final card. We have the little witch's legs moving. We have the designer paper on the bottom on the, what did I call it, a barn door. And then it gives us this to write on. If you wanted to, you could put another white card here and add something else, but you just don't want to cover with white at the top of the little door. Okay, so let me turn you back around. Okay. Oh dear, here we go. There. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope my directions were clear. Sometimes clear as mud, right? But it's really such a cute little card. I hope you'll try it. Hope you'll try that little mechanism, because it's just another piece of cardstock and a dimensional that makes them swing. You just got to make sure that see, those legs can swing all the way across that hat, that you don't put your dimensionals too far down on the hat. All right. Well, if you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please contact me at stampin'2connect.com or by email, which you can find on my website. I'd be glad to help you out. If you do go to my shop and purchase anything, please use the host code that you see in the top left corner of the screen. So, all right, I am going to be back tomorrow. I'm doing a case of another card using this little witch. It's so cute. Okay, thanks. And I'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central. Bye. Okay. Oh, where do I go? Where do I go? Here. And here.